Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to revisit one of my favorite pours. I have it in my art room here. Try not to glare on it, it's resined. I have it sitting where I can see it all the time because it's one of my favorites. See, it's just really cool. So I'm kind of gonna do something similar, but not exact because, you know, you can't really totally redo a pour. I will link to this in the description bar. Also, in case you want to see that one, how I did that one. So I'm just going to do, that was a swirl, so I'm going to do a swirl. It's always my favorite. And these paints are kind of mixed a little bit differently. This is mostly just paint and water. There's a little bit of floetrol in there and probably a little bit of silicone, but I've added to it since I've added to it, I haven't added any more silicone or floetrol. This is floetrol, paint, and silicone. This is Arteza's. Where did I put it? Because I just used the last of it, which made me really, really bummed. This is the purple, the light purple that comes in their metalics kit or set. And I have some silver, probably also Arteza. And I have just a little bit of white. I have some more here if I think I need it. And that's all I'm going to use, purple, silver, and white. And I'm going to use my little 3-cup container. I will link to this in the description bar as well if you want to know where to get this. And I'll probably do, it's not going to look exactly like that because I think I'm going to do a double pour. I don't think I'm going to do a triple pour or triple swirl. Where's my canvas? I'm using this, well, you know what? No, we're just going to do a double pour, I think, today. But I do like this, even if I do a single pour, I like this because if you pour your colors in right here and you do your layering right here as opposed to like right in the middle, when you pour it out, it comes out more precise because it stays in that kind of linear way that you poured it in. So you can be more precise with this than you can with a cup. I do swirls all the time with regular cups, and they come out wonderfully. So it's not like a must-have. I just kind of like it. Okay, so I want the the white to be in the center. So I'm going to do that first. Like I said, I don't have a lot of white. Let's just do it evenly. But that's fine. I don't want a ton of white. That one, the other one I showed you, actually had quite a bit of white. When I first poured it, it looked like it was just going to be like all white. And we're going to go from light to dark. So I'm going to do some silver, some light purple. Let's do a little bit more of that light purple, actually. I'm going to layer in a little bit more silver. And then let's see how we go. Yeah, I think I might not do another layer of silver. I'll start in with the dark. If I want to do a swirl, I usually like to have my colors mixed thicker. Now this is a thicker mix because it's just paint and water, because it keeps the striations a little bit better than if you have like silicone and floetrol. And I think I kind of had a medium paint mix in that other one. So I'm going to introduce the light or the dark purple a little bit slowly, and then I'm going to go heavy on the dark purple and light on the light purple, just to make kind of a nice transition. So now I'm going to go heavy on the dark purple. And because these are all, like, this is probably the thickest, and then the white. So, you know, it may come out a little bit differently than I'm expecting. If I have them all the same thickness and they're that thicker mix, it comes out really, really, like, pretty much in the order that you do it in. You have a little bit more control with a thicker paint mix. But it's fluid art. You only have so much control no matter what you do. And that's what we love about it most of the time. Most of the time, right? That was probably more of that light purple than I wanted. Okay, let's go a little heavy on this dark purple and call it a day. I have plenty of paint mixed. If I, need to add some more around the edges, if I've got something I like a lot and don't want to keep tilting. Okay, so you know what? I usually put white down, but I don't have a lot of white, and I kind of like the shimmer of the silver. So for my base color, I'm going to put silver down. Now this base coat, what is this? Is not, and this has silicone in it, so it is going to affect how this swirl comes out. Make no doubt about it. But this base coat is not mandatory. You do not have to have a base coat. I do swirls all the time. I do pours all the time without a base coat. It just helps it flow. The other thing I do sometimes is, because it has silicone on it, it's going to be a little weird at first. I also sometimes just will put floetrol down, straight floetrol. And that kind of just helps the paint flow. My floetrol got super gunky. It got all those little boogers that floetrol sometimes gets. I haven't had a batch do that in a really long time. I think it's just because it's hotter out. So like this, when I pour it out, the side, you know, it clings to the sides then as it pulls back down at the bottom. And I think it's just drying faster on the sides, so it's creating those boogers. That's my theory. And my little strainer here needs to be peeled off because I've used it several times and I have floetrol and I need to take a day and just peel that off. Oh, look. Maybe I can do that. But anyway, there we go. All right, so we have our base coat just to kind of help it flow. I'm going to take my little cup here. Try and make sure that's right in the center. I've sometimes had it off center and it's no big deal. It just makes a different pattern, but I do try and make sure it's in the center. Unless I'm having a scatterbrained moment and not paying enough attention. I call this a double pour. It's very similar to the kiss effect that people do with 2 cups, except I just have everything in 1 cup. Oh, that is pretty. Swirls are like my love language. You'll have to let me know in the description bar what yours is. But swirls are mine. There we go. Also, one more tip, if you're doing a cup like this, the 2 that you're going to pour out of should be about even, or they'll start coming out at different times. The paint level, this one, if you have it the same level, which I usually do, will start coming out later. Like as you're pouring, obviously this one will stay in, and it's not until you get to about, you know, right a little further than there that it starts coming out. So it makes kind of an interesting thing, pattern, because you have this coming out a little bit later. So if you layer them in the same order, you're about halfway done with this before the first color comes out in there, and it's kind of neat. It's just really fun. Okay, so I'm going to be kind of, let's see how this goes before I pick a direction that I want to, oh, I kind of like that. Okay, let's go this way. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, well, let's go this way. I want to stretch this out a little bit before I condense it. Because when the direction you tilt towards, the other side is going to spread out, and this side is kind of going to go in on itself. It goes in on itself more if you don't have a base coat than it does if you have a base coat. Okay, now we're going to go this way, and this is going to stretch back out. Not loving all the cells, but I'm going to, you know, that's what you get with silicone. Yeah, you know what, I'm going to go back this way. And find a happy place. I think, you know, let's see. I really want some of those lines back. All right, it's going to get wonky if I keep doing it, which is fine. I'm going to do a little mini swirl right here. Just one. And I want mostly this dark purple because it's what I kind of want it on the edges, and I'm not getting. So let's do that and this light purple. Just the 2. I'm going to do a little mini swirl right here. Wow, that was more of a dirty pour than a swirl. Because I was moving. That's okay. There we go. I kind of wanted a little more of that dark purple on that edge. And what I'm going to do here is just, because I like that dark purple, fill that in. And I can get the edges here in a bit. There we go. And I still have some of the lines. I have more cells than I wanted, but that's okay. It's still kind of cool. So there you go. Let me know what you think. You know what I'm going to do? For fun, because it's kind of a purpley pizzazz, I am going to glitter this one. I like purple and I like glitter. Just a minute. Sorry, my kids are knocking on the door. There we go. How pretty is that? Now it looks like a gemstone. Okay, let me know what you think. Check out the video for the other one that I showed you at the very beginning. The link to this little cuppy thingy will be in the description bar. It's actually just a formula travel cup. Had it in my cupboard from when my kids were babies. I'll do some close-ups here for you. And happy pouring, guys.